Hello, 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 hola, ¿qué pasa? What's going on? What's happening? Hello to all you beautiful people out there. My name is Sonia Marie, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are repeat offenders, thank you for coming back. Today is September 19th. I have to remind myself because I want to say May 25th. Just something random. Time is moving, and it is September 19, 2022. And I haven't been on here for about 2 weeks. Took a little break because I went to Mount Shasta with some beautiful people. I'm going to do my best to take a little minute and wait for a few folks to come on in here because I love talking to people live. So I'll just wait to talk about that situation. However, some never. If you're catching this recording, I think it'll be a good idea for you to know that the village hut is about to be in effect. The village hut is a couple of month event, or I should say, it's not an event. It's a workshop in which I teach Western astrology intuitively via the internet. Most of our connections are on Zoom, but there's a lot of information to share. There's a lot of information to talk about in regards to setting you up spiritually and being able to read astrology charts in the way that I do. I love to pass on this information because a chick can't do it forever. We all need to be employed and empowered, so to speak, in my opinion, to see the ways of the universe and how it's moving, not to dictate our life, but to absolutely show us who we are so we can navigate this world just like we are, with no pretenses, no false shit. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. All right, people are coming on in, so let me say what's up. What up, Nicole Butler? How you doing, honey bun? Mahogany dreaming? Mahogany. Sweet Tea, what's going on with you? Vaughn, what's up, lady? Nicole Shands is here. Yeah. Love to see you, baby. And Ty is here. Tania, what up, sweet Aries? What's going on? And Weissman is here. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to try to pronounce this name. Yeah, this retrograde is messy or het or ru or orue. I believe that's it. Oh wow. I love the name, but I can't stand and y'all know this, when I can't pronounce people's name. It drives me bananas, but I'm glad you're here, that's for sure. And you're right about this retrograde. It's very, very interesting. Hitting those that have a lot of Cancer and Capricorn in their chart for sure, or personal planets in Cancer and Capricorn, or if you are a Cancer and Capricorn, mainly because that Mercury is in Libra and Libra squares Cancer and Capricorn. So you might be feeling it extra. What's up, Zena? Oh, wonderful to see you. And we missed you at the retreat. We really, really did. Let me talk about that thing real quick before my puppy gets a little anxious and wants to bark and talk to y'all as well. I see her moving around. Yo, if you just wanted to know, and if you don't, you can fast forward this thing until we get to what's going on this week. But yeah. It's been a week since we've been back, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like a jilted lover in the craziest sense of the word and phrase and way to be. Like the love that was exhibited in Mount Shasta between the 19 of us. It started out at 22 and ended up being 19, which was the perfect number for us. To be quite honest with you, is incredibly intimate. But the love that was shared between us, it's really, really like no other. And although I can say and be really, really honest and humble in it as well, that I have facilitated and opened up the door, and the folks that come are reflections of me. But when you see the reflections of everybody else outside of me, it just lets you know that that love is definitely alive, that the need for people, I should say, the want and the desire for people to win and to shine is definitely alive, regardless of what this world tells you. I want you to say in your mind that this world is a lie in that way, and perpetuating through media and perpetuating through all sorts of industries that we have to be competitive and that we have to close our heart and we have to shut things down. When you get 19 strangers coming together, for the most part, we were all strangers. And being forced to live close with one another because we had we had to switch our accommodations pretty late in the game, so to speak. And we rented these 4 houses, which were all situated next to a beautiful, beautiful lake that is kind of dry right now because it's so gosh darn hot, and the world is warming up. And it was sad to see how dirty. That's not what I wanted to say. How dry she was, and dirty, I guess, because it's a lot of dirt underneath that. But it was beautiful. At the same time, it was like all these wonderful colors of oranges and yellows inside this dry lake. Anyway, I'm about to go somewhere else, and I don't want to go there. I want to stay in the fact that the retreat was purposeful, and I honestly believe it was the best one. The first one was cool because it was the first one, and it was nothing to kind of compare it to, and it was exciting, and it was like, woo, we did that. This one, and I'm not really trying to say that it's above and beyond anything, but the reason why it touched in a way for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it touched in a way that is lasting and that blasts open my heart, even in this moment, is the fact that it was small, is the fact that everybody kind of stayed in their lane, is the fact that there was so much trust. And it was so much faith. Like, I'm really unconventional when it comes to putting together retreats and stuff like that. And I listen to God and what Spirit has to say up until the moment of us doing things sometimes. Although this year, I think I was a little bit more organized because I had to be. I had a little less help, but I had the bomb ass help. I had Angel, I had gosh darn Nazi Vaughn, I had Hollis cooking her ass off. Big ups to Hollis and these beautiful, beautiful women that came to share themselves. Like, I had them too. They had me. We had each other. We went to an awesome waterfall called Bernie somebody. And I honestly, Bernie Murray. And truly, I don't want to remember his name because dude got shot by a bunch of indigenous people because Bernie came and took the land from the indigenous people. But now the waterfall and the national park is named after the dude that felt sorry or got his feelings hurt for somebody snatching some shit from him in which he snatched from. I just can't get that. So anyway, his name doesn't stick, but the waterfalls do. The conversations and the beautiful spirits that was in the midst of the waterfall that we sat down there and we became connected to as we prayed and as we laughed and as we took tons and tons of pictures down by the waterfall, as we allowed it to kind of wash off all the things that we were going through, especially the day before in which we went to a Native American sweat. And not all of us went, but a good few of us did, and blasted our hearts open and allow us to heal and pray through some things for ourselves, our family, our culture, you know what I mean, our ancestors, today's plights and shit like that. And how about this? I know this much. I was telling everybody. I was in the sweat, and gosh darn, the round before the door opened. So we're like in the second round. There are 4 rounds. The round in which the door opened was the second round. That round, I was actually praying for white supremacists. I was praying for this country. I was praying for governments to switch over. I was praying for them to see the light and to become a little bit more open-hearted, light. And then the door opens and the firekeeper outside goes, the queen just died. And me and my friend Nicole looked at each other and was like, what? It was like the ending, like my prayer set off. It didn't, but it felt like my prayer set off the ending to this thing that I wanted it to change. And here it goes. Here's the change. Although it may or may not change, the definite face has changed. So anyway, we pray for everybody. We pray for you. We pray for the peoples. We pray for the people that we don't even know and like. We prayed. That sweat was incredible. And I really believe it turned us out and made us like honestly open our hearts and see each other and see ourselves. One of the biggest gripes, or I should say, it's not a gripe, but one of the biggest focuses and targets in my life is to basically be able to see myself through and through, my faults, my idiosyncrasies, my human shit, my blessings, my gifts, my talents, the light that I hold, and really appreciate it all in its integrated force. And doing these types of rituals and connecting with people in the way that we did in Mount Shasta helps us to get there quick and quick. There's no real way that we can have relationships with other people like successfully if we don't know who the fuck we are, if we don't know who we are. because on some level we can't continue to point fingers, right? And I know I've said this before during my download moments, and I know I'm about to squirrel out off the retreat and into some stuff, into some information that I see, but it's very, very true for me. Is one of the reasons why I put up these, put together these retreats, because I think the more we decide to see ourselves, the more we really, really decide to step in the same spaces of our fears, like really feeling our fears, feeling our wounds, feeling our blocks and all the things that hold us back from being the perfect divine spirit in which we are in this human existence. The better this life will be for us. Again, the better our relationships will be. Again, the better, more honest we can be for ourselves. You know, Squirrel, there was a time, and I had this moment in the retreat. I'm gonna get to this week's rundown in about 2 minutes, y'all. I had a moment at the retreat in which I swear to you, and I'm sharing this with you candidly, but this is who I am, so fuck it. In which I felt this surge come from my first chakra, and it was all going all the way up to my seventh chakra, and I literally felt heat coming out my first chakra. Nothing like I was horny or like it was sexual or anything like that, but a literal like propulsion, and then it kind of shot up my body to the top. Well, by the way, you do know Shasta is the root chakra of one of the root chakra vortexes, energy portals of the country for sure, of the world for sure. But you know that the root and the heart are connected. The throat and the sacral chakra are connected. The second and the fifth are connected. And then the fourth and the first are connected. In any case, that's one of the things that we learn during the village hut, and how we can utilize our power in such a way. So I can feel like the propulsion of my root chakra going down, hitting the heart. That's why we posted all the hearts. It was a heart in the waterfall. It's a heart in the rocks. It was a heart in this little stone gift, crystal gift that I gave to my mother. Hearts was showing up. And it all showed up, in my opinion, in retrospect last week, to really, really sit with and love who I am. More specifically, love what my first chakra has gone through. That first chakra is survival. That first chakra is money. That first chakra is all of the shit, not necessarily sexual shit, although it does combine with the second chakra, which is about sexual energy, which is about, the pain and the energy that we hold. I know I'm going on tangent, y'all, but rock with me. What I felt in that moment was a opening up from a core space from that first chakra that says, fuck it. And I only fuck it, but fuck in what it is that you see and how it is and where you think you need to go. You, Sonia, is what I was told in that propulsion, that feeling like, yo, if you can grab a hold of who you are and you can forgive the things that you survived through, then you'll be better for it. To connect to your heart, and then your heart can blast open. That first to your fourth, your heart can blast open and show the love in which you are complete in. Complete is the word. Because that first chakra, like when you shut your first chakra down, for sure, when you shut your first chakra down, basically you are fearing and you are defending the little child, the girl, the boy, your childhood situations, so they don't have to come back up and be integrated with your adulthood. Sometimes we fear that, because we don't know if that child is going to be mature enough to handle. We don't know if those childish things like dancing in the rain and doing cartwheels and flipping about and laughing until we can't laugh anymore. We don't know if that is if we should give ourselves permission to do that, because we're so locked down in being an adult. We're so locked down in being serious. We're so locked down and having to complete, or I should say, go through all these grievances and the pain and the bills and the budgets of our time, of our body, of our money, all of these things that we have to go through in order to feel like we are not only perfect, but that we are taking care of business like the responsible adult we need to take care of. This surge that was happening at the bottom of my fucking body, my torso, was opening up saying, yo, just live, just feel your light, just feel your love. I'll take care of all the details. I'll take care of when you come into a situation and you feel like, oh, your child can't be a part of it. I'm gonna tell you what part of your child needs to be there. When you're in a meeting, when you're performing, when you have to be that serious mom or that friend, I'll tell you, listen to me. Listen to spirit. Listen to your higher self. Are y'all hearing me in what I'm saying right now? I may sound like I'm talking in circles, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not. This is the reason why I do these things. Because if we can get reconnected with who we are around people who are absolutely ready to do the same, we level up 10 times as fast as we can level up, as fast as we would level up in a week somewhere else. We leveled up in a day in the fucking mountains. People say, why you go to the mountains? Why don't you go out of the country? Why don't you go somewhere more luxurious? This is not a fucking vacation. Take your own vacation. Take your own vacation. We got a job to do. And our job is to be the very best that we can do without pointing fingers, without putting blame on people, seeing ourselves and being stronger for it. Knowing goddamn well we can march through anything that we have been equipped to march through. This is my word. And this is my reason for putting these retreats together. Yo, you may not have the money. You may not have the time. But if you have the moment in which we go to another retreat, during that time, spend some time and pray. Pray with us so we can connect you in our rituals. We can connect you in our ceremonies so we can do our part to allow everybody to feel this healing wherever you may be. You don't have to be there, but I encourage you to come next year. And it's going to be just as limited. I don't think I want to go over 25 people. I know I said a lot, y'all. And I know I went on tangents, but please forgive me. Please forgive me. And I hope y'all following this lady. Because I can go there. I could be all over the place and come right back to one. Boop. In any case, yo, the experience is like no other. Thank you for all the sisters that entrusted me in this process. I can't tell you how much it means to the bottom of my heart. There's no words to put in an email and a thank you card and the goddamn WhatsApp thing that we got going on. There's no real words to express the admiration, the love, the truth, the light, the joy that I feel for you and for us coming together and connecting with spirit and allowing spirit to work through us unabashedly, just openly, hugging and hugging and hugging and putting the love on top of each other, encouraging one another to shine. There's nothing like it. There's nothing else like it. And I'm beyond record to say that shit. I know what we do. I'm just saying. If you can't come, if you can't get it on you, start your own. Do something else. Spread this love, please. Just spread the fucking love. All right. That's enough because I think I spent way too much time talking about that. And I'm glad that you are here. If you are with me, put some thumbs up. Let YouTube know I'm doing my job. I appreciate you. Hey, Danielle, what's going on, my Taurus sister? I miss you. I was hugging that lady in the airport like I was leaving my gosh darn grandmama. And not to say you old like a grandma, but I was like, no, Danielle, don't go. Y'all think this feeling ain't real? Y'all need to come and stop fucking fronting. What up, Phoenix? What's going on? Hey, Belle, did I say hello to you? What up, Roxy? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm confirming whatever needs to be confirmed. You know, this is spirit though, right? Yo, as I was going through, where's my notebook? Oh, here it is. As I was going through this gosh darn week, I recognized that Saturn was having a little bit of a time. Saturn is having a little bit of a time, and I want to remind y'all to check out the aspects of Saturn as I run through this weekly rundown. All right, meaning like Saturn is squaring this, Saturn is trining this, Saturn is opposition this. If you take notes, or if you want to take notes just on Saturn specific placements, do so because it's a big deal. It is a huge deal. And I know all of y'all may be tired already about revisiting some things with Saturn being retrograde, Uranus being retrograde, Pluto, Jupiter, Mercury for sure, and Neptune. There's 6 planets going retrograde right now. So when somebody mentioned Mercury earlier, yeah, it could be Mercury fucking you up, or it can be the rest of them gosh darn planets that's hitting other planets in your chart, making you review more and more and more. And yes, Baba, Yes, 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 yes. It will make you tired. It makes us tired because we're tired of seeing the things that we've already been through. We're tired of being reminded of the work that we need to do. A lot of us want to move forward, and that's the truth. But you can't move forward in some new shit, especially with Uranus and North Node doing this thing at the top of this summer. um Especially with the age of Aquarius really fucking kicking in right now and showing people where their humanity lies versus where it does not, on all fucking fronts of Aquarius. But in any case, in this moment in time, this retrograde moment in time, it's like, yo, it's making us tired, but it's like, yo, get through this thing. See the things you need to clean up. Again, you may be exhausted. You may the finger may come right back to you. You may feel like it's a personal attack that everybody's reminding you of what the hell you're doing. But hey, sit there like an adult and take it. And if you're that person that can't speak it and tell people, this is absolutely what I need, as I segue into Saturn and its boundaries, I need X, Y, and Z. Saturn this week, as it goes retrograde, and it may be making you exhausted as Mercury is retrograde and all of that, but Saturn is questioning the boundaries. Saturn deals with a whole bunch of shit. Saturn deals with boundaries, hard work, restrictions, our father's stuff. Saturn deals with fear and lessons learned. But as I was writing these notes, I was saying on Instagram, as I was writing these notes and I was connecting, trying to figure out what to talk about this week, today, about this week, I kept hearing the boundaries and the exhaustion that's coming up for us this week is the boundaries. I mean, the misunderstanding that we are experiencing possibly with other people because of the boundaries that we are not solidifying. The boundaries for them and the boundaries for ourselves. There's some things we can't express too prematurely without knowing all the information, without feeling all the feels. And there's some things people cannot um, um, uh, stop themselves from crossing our boundaries because they've been used to doing it and they need us. They're like, I need my fucking fix. I need that lady to come and take care of my kids. I need that chick to come and drop me this money. I need my father to come and do this because of the fix. They don't know how not to cross that boundary. There's a lot of that that's going on this week that you're going to have to be very, very careful of. And of course, you're tired. I have to say this again because somebody said it. We are all exhausted, but it means you cannot stop. You don't stop before the miracle. You don't stop, as Nettie says, before the breakthrough. You cannot. It doesn't allow you, the universe, and it's coming up ins. I hope y'all are hearing me. I may sound like I'm going around, but I hope you're hearing me, like really, really hearing that you can be tired, but you got to keep moving because the things that are being revealed to you are now coming down, not only to the bottom of the barrel, but are looking you in your personal face. Yes, I said that just like that. Your personal face, your reflection. Again, what's the things that you're doing? What are you doing? What are you? I want to say it like 5 times. What are you doing to create the same problem, to create the same perpetual goddamn feeling that you feel about your friends or about this one or about that one, or the lack of control? What's the same things that keep coming up for you because you can't move forward or you can't get what you need in this relationship, or this person is doing X, Y, and Z to you and they always do it? Well, why are you not examining that thing? You putting on blinders with all of this retrograde shit happening because you tired? Harriet Tubman was tired. No, I'm just joking. Harriet was tired, goddammit. Y'all ain't tired. Y'all don't know shit about being tired. You ask it, and I'm being in all of our faces because I'm tired too, but we really don't know nothing about it. Our ancestors are looking at us like, I get it, but we gotta go. I get it, but you got to be honest with yourself. I get it, but you got to stop being a brat thinking somebody's going to fucking rescue your ass. It ain't about being rescued. It's about seeing yourself. Retrograde planets. Y'all get that? What up, Tim? How you doing? Hi, Wanju. All right, listen. Let's start off with today. I'm going to go quickly through this week. I hope y'all can ask some questions. I'll go through the thread in a minute if some things are not clear for you, okay? Monday, today, the moon is in Cancer, so it's some emotional shit. I mean, if you feel that all the time when the moon is in Cancer, it's about being emotional on some level, whatever water sign, whether it's Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, right? But did you know that Cancer loves to be in the past? Cancer loves to hold on to the past. So I have to mention that in regards to, and simultaneously, while we have these six planets in goddamn retrograde. Now the moon is in Cancer today and tomorrow, part of tomorrow, somewhat a little bit on yesterday, a little bit on yesterday. So that means as we slide into this space, as we stay in our retrograde moments, the moon, the emotions can kind of like give way to that. Yeah, I think I want to stay in the past and deal with all these things that I am pulling up. Do you really want to? I say this to my goddamn self because I'm a Cancer. Yo, sometimes you can stay too far in the past. Sometimes you get tired of telling yourself the same gosh darn stories over and over and over and over again, just to sit back and have somebody emotionally, and this is what I'm speaking of specifically with the moon in Cancer, that's hitting everybody. We emotionally want somebody to give us a break. We emotionally, again, want somebody to rescue us, to mother us, to nurture us through some pain, through some past shit. It ain't happening. And if it does, it's a beautiful thing. But you cannot expect it, is the point. When we have expectations that somebody owe us some emotional, fortitude, or owe us some emotion, something emotional, a hug, appreciation, it ain't happening the way you think it should happen. It's happening in how you put it together for your gosh darn self. You got to sit with yourself and say, I'm sad. I am sad, huh? We're going to be all right. Let's talk about why we're sad. Talk to yourself like you're a whole nother entity. Yep, you might look and feel crazy, but at the end of the day, you'll be one. I'm just saying. All right. I feel like going on all kinds of tangents today. Sonya, get through this shit within an hour. Okay? I'm trying to remind myself of that. Today, Monday. So with moon being in Cancer, remember that past feeling today of trying to slip our emotions back and feeling vindicated for holding on to, I like when he used to do that. I like when she used to do that. That was a beautiful thing. As I am exhausted and reviewing all of these things, let me find comfort in the past. Boo-boo. You better look for the reasons why the past is the past. That's all I'm saying. It's the past for a reason. Okay, the bottom line. Okay, so with the moon sextiling, oh, that's perfect. With the moon sextiling, what's that planet? Venus, it's knowing your worth that feels good, affordable, and fancy, right? So the bottom line is that if we can say to ourselves, I feel a particular way. Okay, I might want to slide into the past. I might want to get some extra feels on me. I might want to feel emotional and nurtured about some things, wanting to hold on to some things, but it's only so I can see my worth in it. When you start to recognize your worth and seeing the past, that's where you stop and about face and keep going forward. All right? Once you recognize the worth in that, when you start adding jelly on that shit and some goddamn pralines and all types of things that feel good onto the past to say, well, we could just sit here and I'll grab a nice little blanket. Get your worth and move on. Fuck the blanket. Fuck the pralines. Fuck all the things that make it nice and juicy. Get it and keep moving. Get your worth and keep moving. Let it feel good. Let it feel affordable to you. Meaning, how do you spend your money, your time, your investments on your value and your worth for it to feel like, okay, now I need to move forward and be the boss of my own emotions, be the boss of my own feels, be the boss of me nurturing me. Yes, Sonia, as you freaking scheduled a massage today. Nurture you. Okay, anyway, keep it pushing. The moon sextiles Uranus. Inner emotional validation, I said that, needed for the change. So if you're going to give it to you, moon sextile and Venus, to feel good, to feel purposeful, to connect with our desires and our passion, right? Then we're going to feel good. That moon in Cancer, feel good in our emotions, celebrate them, don't lean on the past in order for us to change, go forward. Look, one and the same, peanut butter and jelly out this motherfucker. The moon is also quincunxed in Saturn though, first one. Saturn gone reverse. First aspect. The moon is quincunxed in Saturn. Do everything early today, by the way. This is just a lighthearted read. Do everything early because the evening time, we're not going to want to work. We're not going to want to work. Did I say that right? Sound like I was rhyming for a minute. We're not going to want to. Never mind. The bottom line is that when the moon is quincunxed in Saturn, the feels, the moon, the expression, connection with women and our mothers, right? It's a little irritation to the lessons that we need to learn, to that retrograde feel of Saturn, to those boundaries that want to come up. So you may or may not feel at the end of this day, Monday, that you want to work. So do everything done early. That's the notes I put. But also, this is the moment to start seeing today. Is the moment to start seeing what boundaries you haven't put on or haven't put in place in regards to your heart. Who you compromising with? That's a big freaking deal. That is a huge, huge deal. You ever have those moments, Squirrel, where when it comes to your heart, you always give somebody a little bit more leeway, a little bit more time, a little bit more understanding, a little bit, okay, well, this is just who they are. So when you do that, you allow them to come closer and closer and closer to your heart. Right? Because I'm giving them a little bit too much. At the end of this day, some of that may happen. You may become irritated by the fact that you're giving people a little bit too much of your complete nurturing abilities and unconditional love that you have for folks, the way mothers do. It may irritate you. So now's the time to set up your boundaries. If a person says X, Y, and Z, say, yeah. You're going to say X, Y, and Z. But the moment you say A, B, C, I'm out of this bitch. The moment you start acting like you used to act, I'm out of this bitch. The moment you start realizing, or you, the person who's giving away, you start realizing that they are crossing your boundaries and they're not respecting your heart, out of here. You're going to feel that spark and that irritation, possibly maybe by the end of today. Tomorrow, however, the moon goes into Leo at 4:38 p.m. on the eastern side of life. Before that, though, it will be opposition, right? Because Cancer, yep. Because the moon will be in Cancer. Before that, it will be opposition Pluto. Emotions revisit power and transformation. The past is gone. I didn't even know I was going to talk about the past. I just wrote that down. I swear to God, sometimes things hit me like that. The past is gone. Now, the reason why I put that in this particular situation probably maybe is because, Pluto is about death and about being final. Pluto is about destruction. Take it all the way down. It's about power and how you insert your power. And once you insert your power, you do it in a way in which there's no going back. So if the moon is opposite that, as it's going reverse, as we are revisiting our power structures, we are revisiting the type of transformative energy that we have left, even in the midst of our exhaustion. You understand what I'm saying? It's saying don't hold on to the things that you were. Don't hold on to the comfort zone. And please don't hold on to food. Yeah, I said food because that moon in Cancer, that's going to end tomorrow at 4:38 p.m. Moon in Cancer and Taurus, by the way, they're both the foodies of the zodiac. So whenever we find that we have the moon in Cancer, there's some hard aspects to that moon, like the moon opposition Pluto and the moon quincunx Saturn today. We want to turn to food. Watch what you eat. Just watch what you eat today. Squirrel, I ate a whole bag of goddamn M&M peanuts. I should have been telling myself this. Y'all, I don't eat M&M peanuts. I do, but I don't. Like, I'm not eating them like every weekend. They're not like my go-to snack and shit. But when I sat there and devoured a whole freaking bag, I was like, Sonia, what the fuck? That's that moon. That's that moon in Cancer opposition Pluto, quincunx and Saturn, looking for the food to comfort whatever changes, whatever fear, whatever is coming up on you. I'm just saying, cuidado. Tomorrow, the moon sextiles the sun. I love that. It feels good, shiny, feeling good and shining. Make today count. This is tomorrow. So even though you might be feeling that little opposition of Pluto, trying to get your power, trying not to hold on to the past, moving forward, the moon and the sun are coming together going, yes, I am a lifeguard of this light, meaning I'm helping you cross over into the light. Let's do this thing. Let's make this day count. Do something tomorrow on Tuesday that will help solidify where you're going. I don't give a fuck if it's a phone call. I don't care if it's just you shining, being happy towards people because you never really like that. Talk to strangers, tell people how good they look, get it on them. Get all the love and all the light on them because it's helping you to move in the direction in which Spirit is saying we need to go. Not backwards. Okay, I don't know what y'all saying, but I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying. Uh-oh, somebody said they've been binging. And you're about to eat an Oreo cookie sandwich. Wait, what? Come on, Roxy. Listen, on Wednesday, okay, wait, hold on. We're still on Tuesday. One more thing about Tuesday, and y'all need to know this, another aspect to Saturn. Taurus, no, Sonia, Venus is quincunxing Saturn, going reverse again. So Monday we have a quincunx. Tuesday we have a quincunx. The quincunx on Tuesday is to Venus, our value, our worth, and our money. Yesterday we didn't want to work. That was Monday, is what I wrote here, right? But Tuesday, our passion and desire needs to be pushed through. Meaning we didn't want to work today. We got our feelings hurt about what was going on today, and the boundaries we need to put up today, and the past that we need to let go today. And then tomorrow, it's like, yo, if you don't do that thing, you're going to get irritated by the value, the worth, the money that you could have made. So the example is, maybe you held on to some shit. Oh, I used to get paid X amount of money in order to do X, Y, and Z. Well, yeah, but we're not paying you that this time. We probably pay you a little less, but there's a little stipulation. I mean, we'll pay for your travel. We'll ask you to do this. We'll ask you to do that. Well, or have you do this and have you do that. Have you make your impression known in other ways, not just the money. So the point of the matter, tomorrow, if Venus is quincunx and Saturn going reverse, there's something about your value and your worth that you're questioning. Now, listen, you could be short-sighted. Maybe somebody is giving you less money, less attention, less passion around a thing. But with Saturn going reverse, it's like, yo, revisit what that lesson is in regards to that, the fear that you have around that. So if somebody gives you less money, but you have a little bit more perks, are you fearing that they're taking advantage of you? Or are you just going to walk through that door and see what those perks are about? Did I lose y'all? With Venus quincunxing Saturn tomorrow, it's about knowing your value, whether it's coming from desire or passion or your beauty or your money. Knowing your value by revisiting the things that have been boundaries before, or that have been fears before, or have been lessons before. They're going to take my money again, or they're going to take my heart again. They're going to take my love again. Maybe not. Maybe if you walk down the street and you go through the thing, you'll find out that you experienced a whole lot more if you didn't, just because you was fearing what was coming and you thought it looked like yesterday. Does this make sense? This is Tuesday. This is tomorrow. That's a big one. As I said, because I want y'all to tell me if it made sense or not. And nobody gonna respond to me? Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you, Rabbi Rob. How you doing? Phoenix mentioned your name at the retreat. I can't wait to meet you face to face. All right, Dr. 24. I appreciate you. Anne and Wanju. Thank you, Roxy, for responding. Thank you, Vaughn. All right. So that's a big one. Don't short-sight yourself. And a lot of us have that habit. We do that out of pain. Not only out of fear, but out of pain, and absolutely out of how we are used to doing things. Bottom line, what we were taught, what we should fear. Welfare mentality, the lack of, that type of feeling. You know, I never had love before. What makes me think it's going to be different now? Well, if you try, if you revisit that pain, if you revisit that pattern, that Saturn shit, and revisit the patterns, you may have a different type of love. That's a big one. I know y'all feel that in your chest. I really hope you do. And if you don't, rewind selector. On Wednesday, the moon will steadily be in, Leo. It's the International Day of Peace, by the way. So peace to you and everybody in your life, okay? And to your heart for sure. Beautiful thing about Wednesday is the moon being in Leo will trine Jupiter, being that it's in Aries, but it's going reverse. So we're going to revisit the blessings with the potential to puff our ego. Oh, okay. And give us good momentum to go forward. But don't believe the hype. Now, I'm going to reiterate that. With the moon coming in a great aspect to Jupiter, Jupiter being blessings and rewards and opportunities, the Skittles, right? Good time, optimism. There's a good feeling that all these wonderful things that are coming back into our lives, because Jupiter is retrograde. These wonderful things that we are visiting coming back into our lives may stick. They They may not. But what they can do, since the moon is in Leo, is pump up your motherfucking ego and say, yeah, I deserve that. I remember, like for instance, if a good friend comes back and be like, "Yeah, girl, you need to go back out with him." Talking about this ex, he used to give you money. He used to do this. He used to do that. And then you say to yourself, "But did my friend forget that he hit me? Or did my friend forget that that he really didn't like my mother? Did my friend forget that he did X, Y, and Z to me?" Hear what I'm saying? Things may come back into your life on Wednesday to show you the blessings that they were at a particular time. And with the moon in Leo, your ego can inflate, going, "Oh yeah, shit." I'm reiterating so you can get it, right? "Oh yeah, that did felt good, but hold on, hold on, hold on. Did it work for you then? Do you need to manipulate, renegotiate, move that shit around, put the putty together differently? How do we need to do this thing? How do we need to do this thing for it to be utilized at its optimum? Not like how it left, not how the blessings came at one point. 5 years ago, he came with blessings, but this year I need something different. I need a whole different set of blessings, not what that motherfucker gave me before. I've outgrown those blessings. Are y'all feeling me? Don't allow your ego to get pumped up because you feel like blessings are coming back, but they're not matching who you are today. Boom. I could have stopped saying that 5 minutes ago. Y'all get that? Level up, level up, level up, level up. I love that song, but I always hear that. I always hear Sierra in my head when I think of certain things like that, because it is about leveling up, but there's even a mastery in leveling up. A lot of things ain't for you. You know what I mean? A lot of things come back to you to kind of dupe you. You understand? And make you stay small. A lot of people purposely give you the old shit so you can stay small, so you won't go past them, whether it's conscious or subconscious. You got to watch out. Humans got agendas, cuz humans got agendas, whether they know it or not, which is the craziest thing. Whew, take it down. On Thursday, as we move forward, the sun goes into Libra at 9:04 p.m. Begins Libra season. I'm laughing with my goofy self because I always think of the squares, Cancer and Capricorn. Whenever a season starts, I always think of the squares because it's a time where the squares kind of have to, I don't want to say bow out, but you got to find your corner because the information that's about to come through the universe is not necessarily to your liking. So if you have a Cancer rise, moon, or sun, or Capricorn rise, moon, or sun, as we slide into Libra season, you may have to take your leadership to the corner, so to speak. Libras lead with cerebral shit, with messages, with information, with plans. Cancer and Capricorn don't do it like that. They don't lead like that. So they have to allow the energy of Libra leading the way to come into play. Libra is also about being just. Libra is also about finding the information and oftentimes debating to get that information. Libras love to have healthy debates. Love to have healthy debates because it gives them an opportunity to see another person's perspective in a whole nother way. Cancer can't deal with that. Capricorn just wants to be the boss. So we have to sit back. Those energies have to sit back to allow Libra energy to take whatever it is we're thinking about, whatever it is that we're planning, and to move forward with it. Libras do that mainly for everybody else more than themselves. That's for sure. This is a time where when Libra's sun is kicked in, it's about thinking about your partnerships. It's about thinking about your business relationships. It's about thinking about your competitors. Competitors are partners too, you know. Even your haters, they're partners too. Y'all all know that. We need a few haters in the world because they keep the momentum going from the other side, from the polar opposite of who you are and where you're going. It's interesting. Some people say, well, we don't really need that. Well, actually, we do. And the way the universe works, we do. We need the up and down. Now, the question comes with how much up and down. You got to balance out the up and down. Can't have too much up. You can't have too much down. Bottom line. Anyway, Libra energy brings that. It brings the science to that. It brings the ability to find that balance. It brings the ability to find that medium. It brings the ability for everybody to have reason being, so everybody can have a win-win situation. Everybody leaves with their portion. That's what Libra energy is about. You did? I love, 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 love Libra energy for that. I'm trying to think of some more things that I know about. Libra energy can play victim sometimes too. And they don't think they do. And they don't think that Libra energy doesn't see it coming from an emotional standpoint. No, their victimhood comes from the fact that they have sat back so long and strong thinking about all the things to include everybody. And when there's a person that comes in the fold or comes in the room, comes in the midst, that's not thinking about everybody, that's damn near selfish and out for themselves, here comes the victimhood. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? I'm a Libra. I would never do that. I would never put people in that position. Yes, keyword you. Because Libra's power, Libra's position is to be that leader in that way in which they include the whole group. You dig? Not everybody gives a fuck, unfortunately. But that's your job, Libra. So if you fall victim to your own victimhood, to your own character, then that's you. That's you making yourself out to be a victim based on what it is that you do that everybody else can't do. They possibly can if they try to, but you can't. You can't. The victimhood comes when you expect it. When you expect them to do the things that you think that they should do, and the things that we should do, and we all could do, and coulda, woulda, and all that. Man, that's a tangent moment. Because I'll be truthful with you. At 52 years young, I don't give a fuck about what people or situations say I should do and should not do any longer when it comes to every aspect of my life. And when I start to really fall into that feeling, not just saying it and being in the vibrato, and I'm saying this in conjunction with all of this Libra energy that's happening, right? Because it is about that. Libra is about being the best partner so it can be its best self, being its best self so it can be its best partner. It's about reflection. It's about that balance of reflection and who you are and who I want to be and how we gonna make this happen. You dig what I'm saying? I forgot where I was going with it, but the bottom line is that, oh, I forgot. It totally left my brain. It'll come back around. Libra energy is just dope for you to be able to see yourself in somebody else. For you to be able, it's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna let it go. Oh no, 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 no. Here it is. Coming back, coming back, coming back. It's about me, like really looking at myself and understanding myself and loving myself and say everybody kick rocks. It's about that. Again, it's not as simple as kick rocks. It's really as simple as loving yourself, loving the person that you are. I hate to say it like that because it's such a meme. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Self-care, blah, 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 blah. And it's a beautiful thing and it's very, very true. But at the same time, how do you do that? In my opinion, and in this message, it's about accepting you through and through. That's what Libra energy strives to do because it's a leader of the brain. It has to make these decisions. And if it doesn't decide that it loves itself, that it's going to be convinced in what itself needs to do, it can't help the partner. It can't help the next person. It can't make everything fair and equal. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm feeling good in that space, Wanju. I ain't gonna lie. Some days I get a little bit off, but most days I'm coming back to that feeling like I really don't care what you think right now. And if you don't want to be around me and hear what I'm saying, call me later. Just don't talk to me. I don't care. Because on some level, if I'm not all right with me, then I'm not all right with you. I'm not all right with the lady down the street. I'm not all right with my husband, with my sisters, with my mother, with my son, with my daughter. I'm just not all right. At some point, if we're looking at everybody as the blame, we have to realize we're not all right. Something's not okay with us. And that's the priority. In this Libra season, that's what they focus on. Although it looks like partners, it looks like us getting us so we can be a better partner. Did I say enough? All right, on Thursday, that's what's going down. Also, the third aspect of Saturn, remember I said pay attention to these boundaries in which Saturn is presenting. It's opposition to Moon, what you feel versus the mountain you should climb. Saturn going reverse. It's like, are we going to climb this mountain? I don't know. It's a comfort zone. Should I put these boundaries on? I don't know. Should we revisit these fears? I'm exhausted. Well, do what you need to do because the moon is opposite this shit. The moon is opposite, and I need to know what we're doing. I need to know how we're feeling. if we should climb up the mountain or not. I'm too unsure of how I feel if we should go, if we should present these boundaries, because on some level, I might not be successful. If I slide back and I don't pay attention to these boundaries, they may come and eat me like the boogeyman. Not the boogeyman. I was thinking of like Pac-Man. That's what I was thinking. Like gobbling you up. Are y'all feeling me? A balance. On Thursday, the moon quincunxes Neptune and the moon quincunxes Pluto too. Irritated by your confusion, go inside. If the moon is irritating Neptune, you irritating, it's going reverse too. Irritating Neptune as it goes reverse, and us seeing not boundary, Sonia. Good God. Us seeing the confusion, the delusions that we need to come up out of it. Ooh, that's not gonna be fun. At the same time, seeing the destruction that we need to see, Pluto. Thursday is one of those days. Let that sun shine. Let me summarize Thursday real quick, because the biggest thing about Thursday is that sun going into Libra and all the things that I said. These irritations are coming up in regards to what we thought we seen. Was it confusion? Was it delusion? I don't know. Is that a fantasy? It could be. The moon is also quincunxed in Pluto. Should I dead it right here? Should I transform right here? I don't know. Should I insert bully power right here? Or should I pull back? I don't know. But on Thursday, that sun is shining. And that sun is saying, yo, if you just stay in the light of the partner, stay in the light of getting you before you can get anybody else, stay in the light of talking enough, asking enough questions, getting as much information so you can make decisions for the brightness of things, and you can get out of that confusion, we might be all right. The sun in moving in Libra is helping us more than anything on Thursday, because there could be some irritations of all the fears that you need to revisit, of all the delusions that you need to revisit, and of all the fucking points in which you should transform, be a bully, not be a bully, be intimidated, show your power, show them who you are. Don't do that. Like the sun is going to say, chill out, stick and move where you can, but be more concerned with who you are and how you can make it better for the whole room. I hope that makes sense, because that was a little powerful coming through. On Friday, the moon goes into Virgo at 3:53 a.m. So in the middle of the night, from Thursday to Friday, the moon will switch into Virgo. Also, Mercury is switching back into Virgo. So Mercury has been in Libra this whole time. A lot of Cancers again, and Capricorn probably getting affected. But as Mercury in retrograde goes back into Virgo, here comes Sagittarius and Gemini energy being affected again by this Mercury retrograde feel. And it's more so about looking for the details and some things, trying your best to analyze some things, compartmentalize some things when it comes to information, when it comes to thinking and planning and strategizing. And we can't quite get there. All I'm saying is when Friday and Saturday hit and Mercury is going back into this different vibration of Virgo, be easy on yourself. A lot of criticalness can come up, being criticizing yourself or criticizing other people for that matter. For what? For what? For what? When it goes direct, when Mercury goes direct, it's going to be a whole nother story anyway. The bottom line is do your best to be as detailed as possible. And if it doesn't work out, it'll work itself out. You can't, with Mercury going to retrograde and us dealing with all of this Saturn shit coming up this week, we can't give that Mercury retrograde in Virgo and all this pent out fucking frustrations about being perfect when it's not going to be perfect when it's in retrograde. We can't give that energy if we revisiting all these things we need to change about ourselves. That's making us exhausted. Mercury is the least thing for us to worry about. Does that make sense? What is the quincunx and how is it look geometrically in the chart? Look at you, Phoenix, with your goddamn questions, because you done took half a workshop. I love you for it. I miss you, Phoenix. Goddamn, I want to squeeze you. I want to squeeze your body. What quincunx is 150 degrees away from each other. So that means whatever is quincunx in each other, what did I talk about? Well, let's just go into Friday. On Friday, the moon is quincunxed in Jupiter. So that means the moon, our moon, the Earth's moon in Virgo will quincunx Jupiter in Aries. It'll be 150 degrees away from each other in the sky. Again, it's an irritation. That's the meaning of quincux, Quincux. I probably pronounced it wrong, but I have stuck to my improper pronunciation, and I gives a hell. So quincux, 150 degrees away from each other, and it presents as a frustration, as an irritation. And that's how it looks in the sky. You got that? You're welcome, honey bunny. Thank you for your help, Nick. I see that. I see you. All right. So yeah, on Friday with that moon, quincux and Jupiter, don't pout. Just don't pout. Remember, Jupiter is about the blessings and the rewards, and it's going backwards. And you may feel a little certain way about the blessings going backwards, and they being, and you reiterating or revisiting them being yours, or maybe not. Maybe you discover on Friday there's some things, some blessings that wasn't for you, and they walked right on by. Oh well. Don't pout. What's yours is yours. That's what that means. The irritation comes of, why did I miss out on that opportunity on Friday? Well, you may thought it was like the cash cow or some shit, right, Phoenix? You think it's the cash cow. You think it's some shit that, I'm going to level up on this. And then the universe goes, wait, hold on. I'm going to make you irritated for a quick second, because that's actually not what we're going to do. About face, motherfucker. Oh, wow. You're just going to put it in my hand and take it out for the moment until something better comes around. That's all I want to say about that. The moon conjuncts Mercury, though. Mercury is going retrograde, like I said. It'll be in Libra that day. Mercury will be in Libra until it goes into Virgo. But the moon will quincux. The sun will quincux that. So that means Mercury retrograde. Oh, wow. That's going to be some freak out shit. Mercury retrograde is going to be really, really highlighted more than anything on definitely on Thursday and Friday. Why? Because retrograde is going, that Mercury is going into Virgo, into a whole nother vibration for one, which changes outfits, right? Now we have to get used to it being about revisiting Mercury shit with our partners and all that Libra stuff, to now revisiting information and being perfect, or the lack thereof, and analyzing things, right? That's the one shift. And then Mercury retro will also be in conjunction with the sun. So that Mercury retrograde feeling, information, energy is going to shine through the sun on every goddamn thing. Did I say that loud enough? On everything. Ugh. So Friday may be one of those days that you just want to take your time. You want to walk slow as possible. Let people win. And I'm saying that loud and proud. Let people win. Because especially with Mercury being in Virgo, and Virgo energy loves to argue. Virgo energy loves to argue because it loves to prove a point. It has to find out the rational, logical reason and understanding of what's going on. So it'll continue to argue, continue to put it out there, continue to say what it needs to say, continue to come up all this information, when at the end of the day, possibly, maybe, it doesn't mean any of that. And it'll continue to fight and argue a thing. Let people win. You know what? You're right. They'll soon discover that they were not right, or they'll just soon discover that it doesn't matter if they were right or wrong. Let them be right. Otherwise, you're going to get caught into a web of some Virgo merry-go-round conversation that don't have shit to do with shit. Understand that. Okay, on Saturday, the moon's still in Virgo. I'm trying to move faster because I got to get off this thing. Venus is in opposition of Neptune, going reverse. See your worth in your dreams and in your fantasies. Please do. Don't do that to yourself. Don't stop dreaming, okay? Keep dreaming, even through all of this practical Saturn upheaval all this week, because Saturn is Capricorn's planet, so it's very, very practical. It wants us to put these boundaries and these rituals in place and remind us of these fears and of these lessons that we need to learn, so we can be serious in implementing our plan, right? But then all of a sudden on Saturday, here comes Venus opposition Neptune. So do we find the worth, Venus, the value, and the dreams that we have after all this practicality? We should. Actually, that should be a nice little reprieve on Saturdays, to get out of our head, to get out of our seriousness of what the plan should be in regards to what Saturn is revisiting, and get back into the fantasy. Fantasies fuel dreams, y'all. Dreams fuel the reality. You got to keep it pushing. You got to see the things that's not there yet in order to keep going, in order to be aspirational. and bring about something totally different in your lives. Does that make sense? I hope so. On Saturday, the moon is trining Uranus going retrograde. Review the weirdo in you. Review these changes that are happening. Watch out for the weather. It's as Uranus is going backwards, it's the weather is still going bananas. I'm sorry, about to go through a squirrel in my head with this hurricane going over Puerto Rico. I absolutely think the shit is manufactured and it just pisses me off. But we see all the same repeats of how they handle and manipulate the weather in order to get what they want. Boom! Look at that astrological finding. The moon trining Uranus on Saturday. Huh? Review the weather so you can get what you want. Is that right? Doing the same things over and over again. What if the people of Puerto Rico uprise and shit and took everything? It's like, we don't want to be part of the United States anymore. It ain't just the hurricanes, it's the people. Trust me when I tell you that's formulating these goddamn hurricanes. Anyway, that's my little conspirator lady in me. On Saturday, the moon, I was about to say, makes me angry. The moon is squaring Mars. Eruptions are likely to happen by miscommunicating your feelings. So speak clearly with your intentions. Okay. The moon again is quincunxing Saturn. This is the fourth or the fifth aspect this week. The moon is again, your feelings again don't want you to revisit the boundaries and the restrictions and your father's shit. Remember, Saturn is about your father's shit. A lot of times we don't want to admit that our fathers and the lack of what they've done or what they've done has either added to our boundaries or taken away from our boundaries. Taken away is like you feeling like you're daddy's girl and everybody's supposed to give to you. There's no real boundaries. Everybody's supposed to give to you because your daddy did. Or maybe your daddy didn't give to you. So now you got these harsh boundaries to say, you got to give me X, Y, and Z. That's the example I want to show and how Saturn represents your dad. Revisit that shit hard and long on Saturday when that comes up, okay? And prayerfully, it will help you to remain peaceful because that moon is going up against Mars. That's anger. That's a lot of confrontation. Please don't do that to yourself. All right? Okay. The sun, Sunday, and we'll end it that day. There's a new moon in Libra. Guess what time, y'all? 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all saw that in that movie. Who's Spike Lee's movie? 5:55. I seen it in my dream. There's a new moon in Libra at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New relationships, new partnerships, new ways of handling things, new ways of coming to agreements. Look for them. Look for them, especially shit. Since we've been working on boundaries all this week, somebody's gonna get worn out. All right, this is your boundary. I give you $200,000 an hour if that's what you're worth. That's what I'm worth, and I waited for the new moon for you to tell me. That's what that's about. It's gonna be in conjunction with Venus. Come on now. Around about a couple hours, give or take, the moon will be in conjunction with Venus. So you allow these new information, the new partnerships to come in, new moon in Libra, right? These new decisions that we need to make, it can add new value to who you are and what matters, who matters in your life. That side look with the eyebrow exclamation. Who matters in your life? Who is valuable enough to be in your space? I'm trying to tell you, the moon is also trining Pluto going retrograde. See the power in the new details that are developing. See the transformations that need to happen. See the things that you need to get out of the way in order for them to work, in order for you to move forward. The moon is also conjuncting Mercury going retrograde. Look at that. Declare what you feel so there's no repeat. Okay? Declare what you feel. No, this is what I said. I don't want you coming to my house. I didn't say come after 5 o'clock. I said don't come at all. Declare what you feel and how you want a thing so there's no confusion. And also the moon is in conjunction with the sun. Naturally, every time there's a new moon, the moon is in conjunction with the sun. The moon is opposition, that Jupiter. Get them Skittles when you find the balance. Get the Skittles when you find the balance, when you find the love of what it is you need to do with a partner, with a group. That's when the Skittles come. Partnerships come, harmonious connections and participation comes when we know that everybody in the room can benefit from it. Look for that realization on Sunday. That's going to help us all. Truly, truly, truly. It'll help you all in the room, but it'll help us all as a community, is how I wanted to finish out that thought. Because oftentimes we have to revisit what works, not what didn't work or how it should work and the mistakes, but what worked. What works? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I manipulize. I said it right. Anybody want? I'm going to do one reading today. And I hope y'all understand that a chick has to go somewhere. And I've been on here for about an hour and 4 minutes. So if there's somebody that wants to have, you're so welcome, Manju. If there's somebody that wants to have a quick three big obvious read, that's the sun, the moon, and the rise. Can you post that or put that in here for me real quick? Your sun, your moon, and your rising. Someone that I have not read before. I'm looking for other questions that I may have missed. Someone that I haven't read before and has enough time, about 5-10 minutes, for a quick little read off of what I feel. I'm doing my best nowadays to keep people's people out. Energies, I should say, portals are opening up wide. And to be truthful with you, in the past couple of days, I've been doing my best to kind of dodge it because they've been really, 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 really high and heightened, meaning I can see people's people behind them and I don't really want to. I can feel energy. I can look past people's chest and see what they're really feeling, what they're really talking about versus what their mouth is saying. And versus whatever control they think they have on themselves. So I've been pulling back in that way. I don't know why I said that. Oh, so that's why I'm really not doing my best. Oh, that's why in these readings I try to keep your people back, because when I open up to do these quick little things, here comes everybody. So if I say something real quick that reminds you of an ancestor, whoever I'm going to choose, know that that's what's happening. And that could be happening for you. In Shasta, I was feeling so dizzy. There were times where I was just like, "Ooh, I'm not right now," like getting off balance and shit. Yeah. Okay, it's 12:22. 222, Bijou. All right. This is a name that I have not seen. Baba, have I ever given you a reading before? I kind of feel like I have. Please answer that for me real quick. Let me go to this other person and forgive me. Can I just call you Oye? Privately, but not on here. Oh, Baba. Yeah. Okay, well, let me read Oye first, and then I'll read you just a little bit, only because maybe the little read that I'm giving you is gonna help somebody else in here. I'm not gonna get too far in there. Oye, okay. Oye, where's your situation? Pisces sun, Cancer moon, and Pisces rising. All water, honey. Have we done this before? God damn, she sounds like somebody we did 2 weeks ago. That Cancer moon. Oh, that sounds like Nemo. That's one of my sisters. Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rise and Pisces moon, all water, very much open. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself, and you got to speak up for yourself too. Pisces energy is very passive aggressive, and it does its best to kind of shapeshift and be a part of, sorry, Mystic, shapeshift and be a part of the world, but not really in it. But sometimes you can get lost when you do that, when you just kind of dip and dive and you want to be present, but you don't want to be known. That's a thing. Wanting to be present and not to be known. And then when you're not known, you become a victim and go, why didn't anybody remember me? Why didn't anybody see that I did such and such? I was actually there too. Not feeling like you're a part of it. Well, that's where the voice comes into play. And to Pisces defense, especially when it's on the rising and the sun, because you are who you are. In Pisces defense, you just don't want to rock the boat. We want to stay in unconditional love. But understand this, Pisces. I think you have one of the hardest, and that's probably not fair to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. One of the hardest assignments on this planet, because you're really not of this world. You really don't want to be here. You really have a very difficult time assimilating the spiritual person, spirit that you are, soul that you are, onto the planet of these hardcore motherfuckers that don't care. Right? So Pisces energy adapts ways in which they can be passive aggressive and they can become the victim. If somebody feels sorry for me, then they can dig me out. But in actuality, Pisces intuition gets them where they need to be each and every time. That's your power. That's your push. That's your strength. And if you rely on that and believe in that a little bit more, you don't have to be passive aggressive. You don't have to muscle through with victimhood. You don't have to wait for somebody to pay attention to you. You can just go where you need to go because that's what you was told to do. That's what you was told to say. You have to be a little bit more oye. You have to be a little bit more present in that way, saying what's coming through you, because not only are we in the age of Aquarius, but Pisces energy will thrive through this age of Aquarius because it's connected to most entities more than any of us. You have that unconditional power of love, of connectedness, of spirit, and we need you. We need you to be a little bit more confident in your unseen powers. And with that Cancer moon, you absolutely have to allow yourself to get it out. Whatever emotions want to flow, whatever blame and shame and guilt that wants to come through your body, you got to let it go. You have to let it go all the way out your body, or else not only you become a victim, but you start to self-sabotage. Pisces energy is good at that. And I'm not putting this on you. This is a chance to be a little bit general. But Pisces energy, and I've said this before, are one of the only signs in which they're like really or the most drug abusers and alcoholics, because they'd rather put the pain and the stain on them than anybody else. We don't need one more Pisces to come into the bottle or any other kind of dependency. We need you full in your motherfucking power and lead in the way that you know how to lead, from an intuitive space, from an emotional space. And if people don't understand it, nor do they respect it, they have to get out the way. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I feel like my grandmother, my mother's mother, sometimes when I start laughing like that. Like, yep, that's all I got to say. You're welcome, Angie P. Baba, you still in the place? Let me see if I could just. Baba has a Libra sun, a Pisces rise, and a Capricorn moon. Now, what him and Oye have in common is that Pisces rise, right? And remember, the rise is that shade or that position that in your personality that either, and not shade meaning sarcastic shit, right? Shade meaning like a barrier of protection, of defense. It comes up when we're afraid. So if you both have Pisces on the rise, it means you're kind of open when you're afraid. That means you can kind of get nervous and you talk a lot when you get afraid, or when you on your rise, it's like you're trying to overcompensate and you want to talk and over explain certain things so people can understand who you are, Baba. Oye, so they can get who you are, so you don't have to spend a lot of energy and time shape shifting. So you do speak up, but even on your rise, you may speak up and give up too much information. Instead of speaking up for yourself, you speak up to try to save everybody else. I just want to make that fucking clear. And try to save everybody else's feelings. However, though, Baba has that Libra sun, in which them cats, they don't give too much. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy solar return. They're so sarcastic and so cynical in their own way that Pisces rise will put out that love and that fantasy, fantastical feeling of unconditional shit and taking care of everybody. But the Libra be like, are we done? Are we done? Are we over this? I think about the Black Panther when that brother was like, are we done? Are we done? I love that line. He's like, we finish all this shenanigans. That's Libra. Because Libra's like, I mean, I know all this shit is powerful and nice and right and all of that and loving, but where are the facts? Where's the understanding? Where's the reality of this goddamn situation that we're talking about right now? And then with your moon being a Capricorn, Lord of mercy, which is square your sun, the Libra being the charmer that you are, the Libra trying again to be the justice oriented person, the median, the mediator. You know, your Capricorn moon would rather stay in business mode instead of being charming. Would rather make that money, would rather get to the top of the mountain, and oftentimes slides into depression, Baba. So you have to be very, very careful with Capricorn moon. Capricorn moon people, it's hard to shake out of that space, man. because they get really, really hard on themselves if emotionally they are not equipped to walk up the mountain. But at the same time, they don't know how to. They don't know how to because the Capricorn energy in your emotions doesn't allow for you to cry and to really go through the entire emotion. I got shit to do. I have to move forward. And although I'd like the time to cry, I just don't have that right now. Capricorn moon people have to make the time to cry, have to make the time to grieve so they can get past of whatever pessimism and depression that may erupt or come up on them quicker than quick. I just want to say that. And it may go against who you are, Baba. As a Libra, it's a square. So that Capricorn energy needing to cry, needing to emote, needing to get rid of some things may not want to because the Libra is like, yo, we're too charming, we're too smart to stop. Intelligent, we'll figure it out. We don't have to cry about it. With those three different types of position in your sun, your moon, and your rise, I always say this, you have to let each and every one of them have a little bit of time. That Pisces has to have his time, the moon has to have his time, and the sun is definitely in control and has his time. But you got to share that space so you don't get crazy and doesn't drive you bananas and it's not imbalanced, Libra. That's a great way to end that. Sonia needs a show because I know how to present it. And I need a show because I love the people. And I love sharing this information with y'all. It makes me feel good inside, knowing that just a little bit of info made you feel good too. All right, I'm out of here like Vladimir, like last year. I was going to say a whole bunch, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have the funnies in my throat right now. Y'all be good. Have an awesome week, okay? Remember these boundaries. Remember these lessons. Remember these fears that want to come up and slap you in your face. Treat them kindly. Like, for real, don't be mad about the same old shit that has to come up. Tell it to sit down and go, yo, this is about the last time I want to talk to you. So whatever it is you got to show me now. Because I know we got things to do, but I need to see this now. Sit with your fears, your boundaries, renegotiate what it is that you can do for people, for yourselves, in order for you to be happy and healthy and whole. All right? All right. I see y'all real soon, next week even. All right? Take care of yourself. You have an amazing day too, Roxy. I love y'all. Bye.